I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
If the clerk could take the roll, please.
Commissioner Look.
Here.
Commissioner Brastad.
Here.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Here.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Here.
Commissioner West.
Here.
Commissioner Gamache.
Here.
Commissioner Schulte.
Here.
Okay, then we have tax claims and abatements. Is there a motion to approve?
Moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brastad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Motion carries. We have review of checks issued from Finance and Central Services and from Human Services. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Then we have the approval of the minutes from our September 13th County Board meeting. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, it's been seconded by Commissioner Look. Further discussion, additions, or corrections?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
just want to point out that I do study the minutes, and our staff has done such a fabulous job. I think it's been a year and a half since I've had the error. And it's impressive, because it's pretty rare to have meetings of this magnitude and not have additions or corrections. So just want to thank the staff for their hard work. We appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you. All right, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. We have a couple of items under Chair's remarks today, and the first one is to recognize the hard work of the City of Columbia Heights, its staff and citizens for earning a national recognition as All-American City. The award only goes to 10 cities in the entire nation, so very impressive. It was truly a group effort, and this great city is in Commissioner Kordiak's district, so if you would like to do the honors, Commissioner Kordiak.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm a little bit of a loss as to what to say, kind of. I could say so much. Yeah, I've lived in Columbia Heights most all of my life. I think that no matter where I might go, I'll always be a Columbia Heights boy. My roots are there. The city I've watched over the years, it changes throughout the years. Yes, sometimes, somehow it always seems to stay the same. A great place to live. People have long histories there and enjoy the place that they call home, Columbia Heights. Columbia Heights is here today. They're deservedly proud, having received this recent recognition. There's a lot of scramble in the city as they kind of saw that forthcoming and whatever. They probably had already done the work that laid the foundation for that opportunity. There's so many partners that are here today. We've got our mayor who's done so very, very much, from the clock tower to the many community gatherings that the mayor has promoted and supported. The police chief is here. He himself has won his own national recognition. The school system is here and was recently recognized with its own national recognition. There are so many partners here, I can't mention them all, but everybody here and so many that might not be may have had a part in the outcome that we see here, and I'm just so proud of your outcome, so pleased with you, and I can really only congratulate you deservedly for having received this recognition. Congratulations. Thank you.
Okay, Gary and Walter, would you like to come up and share a little bit more about the award?
Good morning. Gary Peterson, the mayor of Columbia Heights. I've never been more proud of our community than when we received that All-American City Award out in Denver. You know, we're a small community. We take I'm sure you've heard of Heights Pride, and that was one of the things that took us over the top there. But maybe you're all aware, but we're the small community down in the south end down there. It's a little place down there, a little hook down there, but it's about 3.5 miles square and a population of about 19,900. We've got over 8,100 households, and we're kind of a diverse community. We have 40% of minority population, and we have a large Somali, Palestinian, Ecuadorian group in our community. We have Tibetans. We have quite a mix down there. And, you know, we've always been a diverse community. We're an immigrant community, Started way back in the early 1900s, and we're still an immigrant community. And that's what initiated the City of Peace. We have a City of Peace movement, and our clock tower is dedicated to peace in the community. And that has a plaque on there that welcomes everybody from diverse community or diverse backgrounds, ethnicities, to come and live in our town and live in peace and work together and just have a great time living in Columbia Heights. So that's why we started the City of Peace initiative, and that's when the clock tower was raised in 2006. And we invite other communities to become cities of peace. All they have to do is make a pledge that they will welcome other backgrounds into their community, treat them equally, and get along fine, and you'll find out that we have more, we're more alike than we are different. That's for sure, and we've been working on that. So, and we had a rebranding operation here, a little promotion here a year or so ago. Out of that came a new logo that is outlined with our peace clock. I'm very proud of that happened. But when we went out to the All-American City out in Denver, it was absolutely one of the most electrifying, one of the most rewarding experiences I've ever had since I've been in office. There's 20 communities out there, all pulling together. There was competition, but it was friendly competition. We supported each other. I get goosebumps just thinking about it. And we came back and we were all probably 2 feet off the ground walking. We just enjoyed it, and I've never been more proud of our community. And once again, that's how we celebrate our Heights pride. So thank you very much, and thank you for this honor of honoring us. Thank you.
Well, I know sometimes you have people that come in and take up too much time, so I don't want to do that. But I do want to let people know just what we think of our own city. And with that, I'm just going to read this little excerpt from the editorial in the Star Tribune. Forgive Columbia Heights residents if they struggle a little as they go by. The city is having a bit of a banner year. First, its school district was named AP Advanced Placement School District of the Year by the College Board, beating out hundreds of districts in the U.S. and Canada for the performance of high school students taking rigorous classes that offer college credit. And then this next one, then they beat out the city of Woodbury in a contest to become All-American City, an annual award given by the National Civic League to just 10 communities nationwide. The award is given to the city that is best able to bring its citizens together to tackle community-wide challenges and achieve significant results. And really, that's why we won the award. We're not a rich community. Obviously, Woodbury has an awful lot going for them. In fact, we were really impressed with their application. They collected over $1,200,000 they raised, and had some 22,000 volunteers that actually did some work to try and get food for needy areas, and it's a great community. But the bottom line is, we do have a thing we're supposed to stick to, so let me try and do that. The All-American City Award, the National Civic League, was started after the Civil War. Teddy Roosevelt, Marshall Field, Frederick Law Olmsted, who designed Central Park, was on this committee. They want to see what cities look like in the future. Well, back in, and then they evolved over time, and then in 1949 they started awarding these community awards, the best, All-American City. And it's bestowed upon 10 cities each year. And there has been about 670, I think, over the course of the last 76 years. We're proud to win one. The application process does require that you have to submit a $200 application. I bring that up because the local fish wrap brought it up the other day in the front page of the paper and thinks it's horrible that you should have to pay money to apply for a grant, an award. And I think it's just part of the business. I think the fact that we won this award is worth an awful lot in the way of PR for a city that when I first came there 20 years ago, we had a high crime rate. As you recall, I went to one council, your county meetings that you have, and we were really, Gary and I were both struck with the fact that our crime rates were the highest in the county, that and Hilltop along with us. And we were just struck by that, and we just said, we got to do something. And right now, we're in the middle, trending towards the top, where we still have our issues. We're an urban core city. We're not, and we have a big diversity of folks in town, and that's really what comes back down to the award. We recognize that we have lots of issues in town, but our citizens work together to try and work these out. We have the best relationship with the school board and the school staff that I've worked in the field for 45 years, and I can't believe that it was synergy, I guess you'd call it, and we get things done because we always contact them if we think we have issues. And it makes communication, that's the issue. We got to communicate, and that goes along with our citizens. And I think Foursquare, the citizenry, is behind this. You're all politicians, so you know that there are trolls on the internet every now and then that may have a negative thing or thought or two about one thing or another. But the bottom line is we're very, very proud of what we've done. And I just want to say one more thing. When I heard that we were thinking about applying for this award, the chief called me and asked me about it, should we apply? And I said, by all means. There are awards and there are awards. I was growing up in Joliet, Illinois, a working class town, when I was in 6th grade and we won this award. And I went back just to make sure that I was remembering things correctly and saw my buddies back there, and I said, do you remember when we won the All-American City Award? And he says, yeah. And I said, what do you think? He said, well, they made a big deal out of it. There was something every month that they congratulated themselves or celebrated because of things that they did right and wrong, and well, right. But the bottom line is we remembered it. I remembered that, and I remember that we also called ourselves the City of Champions. And when kids get that kind of thinking early in life, that they can succeed, that they're champions in our town, you got somebody to look up to. You know, you hear a lot of words, aspirational. Just call it just having a goal in life. You want to be a champion in life. This allows us to set the bar high for our kids in town and have them succeed at something, hopefully, because we're working together and we're doing what we ought to do. So, thank you.
Commissioners, my name is Scott Nadum. I'm the Chief of Police for the City of Columbia Heights, and I just want to tell you what an honor it is to be here today, and we're so grateful that you've taken the opportunity to recognize us. The award this year was really based on what is it that you're doing as a community to come around kids. And there's 19,000 cities in the United States. Only 10 of them are all-American cities, and the competition, as pointed out by our mayor, was intense. I mean, we had big cities like Las Vegas. We had small cities like Deer River, Wisconsin. There was a lot of communities that really have put in a lot of hard work to come around their kids. And what I think I'm so proud of it, in Columbia Heights, there's no one entity that does everything. It's the school district working with the city, working with nonprofits. And the way that we take care of our kids in Columbia Heights, I think, is amazing. The police department alone last year did 4,000 hours of youth outreach. The school district has been such an amazing partner. And every year we get together as stakeholders and say, we've done good things for our kids. What can we do better? Understanding that we're a community that doesn't have all the resources you would ever want. What are the outcomes that we would want for our kids, and how can we be more proactive? And as a result, just as an example from a criminal justice perspective, we've gone from arresting and charging about 250 kids a year in Columbia Heights, year after year, to last year, less than 90. So that shows you the level of work, the level of support. The majority of our staff are involved in a Big Brothers Big Sisters mentoring program, which is now in the elementary schools and in the middle schools as some of these relationships have evolved. We've got our city's human resource director. We've got youth pastors from our community. We've got senior citizens. We've got people that are all banding together to make a difference in the lives of young people, and we're just very proud. One of the things I'd like to thank the county board for when we talk about the level of diversity is that we have a neighborhood in our city that is poor, it's diverse. It's changed over as far as it used to be more African American, then it was more Hispanic, now it's more Somali. And you talk about proactivity in Columbia Heights and what we're doing to try and come around citizens. We had a young man that was recruited to go fight for ISIS from this neighborhood, and we as a community said, we're obviously not getting the job done here. They don't feel that sense of connection. They don't feel like they're a part of something here if they're going to be radicalized and go fight. So our community went door to door to door to work with these citizens, and we've done that now 3 times. We've had something that we call an eat and greet, which is specific to a neighborhood. The first year, they were a little nervous about, boy, the cops in the community want to come talk to us. We just did one with the assistance of County Attorney Palumbo in the Safe Summer Nights program. Here about a month ago, we had 350 people that came to our picnic. And the Somali residents of that neighborhood were so excited about the fact that we continue to reach out to them that even though they don't have very much money, there was citizens in that neighborhood that went door to door collecting money so they could also have some Somali food because they wanted to contribute, because they felt a part of something. And where the county board comes in is recently you've authorized a CDBG grant that's going to help us as we have redeveloped a park. They've asked for a small community center where they can have some parenting ed, where they can have some outreach to their kids, where they can do some English as a second language classes. And whether it's the county and your programs, whether it's the city and some of the things we're doing, our recreation department, our school district, people are very, very excited about what's happening in this neighborhood. And I think it really just helps to underscore all of the really great things that are happening in Columbia Heights, whether it's declining crime rates, whether it's that our kids are doing so well, whether it's that we're working with senior citizens in our community. It really is a great town. And just to echo some of the thoughts about the Denver trip, so we put it in an application, but then in a very short window of time, we had to raise a significant amount of money. We brought, I think, about 15 high school students on this trip to Denver. They were the best representatives of the great things happening in our community. So we had to figure out how to pay for their hotels, how to pay for their busing, how to pay for their meals. Of course, all of the adults that went, most of them, like me, paid their own way. But to come up with a program and to get these kids there and to figure out the logistics and then to be able to represent our city in such a way, you should have seen the folks that came out to our fundraisers. I mean, in a town where we have a lot of seniors, in a town where we don't have a lot of people that are affluent, everybody turned out. Everybody came and gave their $10. It's a community that really works well together and that cares for each other. So again, it's a great honor, and I'd really like to thank the county board for recognizing us today. Thanks.
Scott, before you step away, and Madam Chair, I could comment about everyone here, but Scott really is, if you want to talk about someone who epitomizes community policing, he's done an outstanding job of that throughout the years. When I think of all the things that our law enforcement center alone does in our community, and he talked about some of them, he talked about neighborhood picnics or in areas that might be troubled or need attention. He's got center-based picnic. They play basketball with the kids. They're working the Circle Terrace project, which is a troubled neighborhood right now. They're trying to bring some community center opportunities up there. He works with the landlord, Roderick, and they respond very, very well on a regular basis to come out and step out and find out what's going on in their community. Yeah, I know he's engaged Hispanic communities and worked with them. He's worked with Somali communities today. He's just always there and active in our community, and he's a fine, fine example of law enforcement in our community. And he's had his own recognition that may have been pointed out. And so I thank you for that, and just had to comment that the fine job that you do, Chief.
Thank you, Commissioner. I certainly appreciate that. And I think that if the police department has had any success, it's only because we understand we're only one cog in a larger community machine that is really working on trying to do the best for its residents. But I appreciate your comments. Thank you.
Good morning. My name is Liz Bray. I'm the Recreation Program Coordinator for the City of Columbia Heights. Thank you very much for inviting us. It's a real honor to be here. In Columbia Heights, we really do care about our youth, adults, and seniors. Our mission is and always has been to provide the highest quality of recreational services, providing all-inclusive opportunities that meet the needs of our very diverse population in a fair, respectful, and professional manner. And I really do mean that. I know that just sounds like a lot of words, but I think we really do mean it. We think about it daily. We take pride in our many affordable youth enrichment classes, programs, open gym times, youth and adult sports for every season, with an emphasis on special events for our community, because that's a lot of fun to do, and we like to get the people out because our community is so diverse. We offer summer programming to include park programs at every park that we have, pretty much. Theater and puppetry programs, youth trips and outings, safety camps. We offer scholarships and provide opportunities for youth that are embedded in our programs in the summer, so that they all had free lunches all summer long. And that was to part that because we were working with Loaves and Fishes, an organization in Northeast Minneapolis, and so that was a wonderful program. We celebrate the arts and all of our cultural assets with events coming up, such as Heights Art Fest, the Taste of Columbia Heights, music nights, youth dinner theater experiences, youth art showcases, and so on. We'd have lots of events going on. And traveling to Denver this past June was quite an honor for me to do. It was life-changing, truly. And I came back feeling like I wanted to work harder than I already had, and tried to use some of the ideas we got from other cities, just sharing our experiences. It was very thrilling to have them call us up as the first city on stage. But as the mayor said, it was really, really wonderful, because so many of the cities all were engaged and wanting to know how we could learn from each other. So coming back, I felt empowered to do more. So thank you for having us here. We're going to continue to keep working on things. Thank you.
I'm Dave Larson, citizen of Columbia Heights since 1947. Now, I've always known Columbia Heights was an all-American city, but it's just great that we were recognized by the National Civic League. And the reason I know Columbia Heights is an all-American city is I had the benefit of a great Columbia Heights Recreation Department growing up, and I had the benefit of a great education in Columbia Heights Public Schools, and I had the benefit of a great library system in Columbia Heights. Thank you very much for recognizing us. We really appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you, Commissioners, for honoring us here today. My name is Michelle DeWitt, and I'm the principal at Highland Elementary School in Columbia Heights Public Schools. Also representing us here today is our school board chair and assistant fire chief, John Larkin. Both John and I attended the All-America City trip to Denver. Columbia Heights Public Schools' vision really supports academic excellence for all students, and certainly the students we brought with us to Denver demonstrated academic excellence not only with their choral music display during the cultural presentation, but also in their exceptional way that they represented the city of Columbia Heights in Denver. Our school district works to attract and retain our students and families. We try to offer opportunities for cultural collaboration to be both demonstrated and exemplified in our district. Our superintendent likes to say we do school well in Columbia Heights. We also provide irresistible employment to our staff. We're one of the largest employers in the city of Columbia Heights. My experience in Denver was amazing. It was exceptional. We got to know the city, both the city as well as the students better. Being an elementary principal, I knew some of the students attending the trip, but really was able to get to know all of them. It was a great honor and certainly exemplified the pride that we show in Columbia Heights. We at Highland have been able to really work collaboratively with both the city and the fire department. We collaborate with the police department, with Big Brothers Big Sisters, Sheridan Story, Clean, Fed, and Warm. We also do an anti-bullying reading campaign with police officers, and we provide fire safety training to all elementary school students in Columbia Heights in cooperation with the Columbia Heights Fire Department. So again, I'd like to thank you for recognizing us today.
I looked at my clock, and our 10 minutes are up. So I just want to thank you once again for honoring us, and thank you so much. And I know you've got a very busy meeting to go to, and very interesting one, too. I understand you're working on the tax levy. So thank you again from Columbia Heights.
Mayor, thank you.
Well, again, congratulations. We are so proud of the great work that you're doing in Columbia Heights and very honored that you are part of Anoka County. So again, congratulations. Don't forget it down there. We won't. I've made a few trips down there recently. Now I would like to invite Judge Walker Jasper. She has some information she wants to share with us.
I do. Thank you, Madam Chair, Commissioners. I appreciate just taking a very few minutes of your time. I have to tell you, right now in the courts, it's such an exciting time. As I was coming up from doing the chamber signing this morning, I walked by on the second floor and Jerry Koval was there supervising the addition of the jury chairs that are going into the remodeled courtrooms. It's going to be so beautiful, and I can't wait for you to all see it once we're all done with that. But in addition to that, about 3 weeks ago, Judge Fountain Lindbergh and the drug court group were awarded a $350,000 federal grant for 3 years. I assume she may be coming to talk to you about that. And then about 10 days ago, the Anoka Veterans Treatment Court, that has been operating on the backs of volunteers who believe very, very strongly in that treatment court, was awarded a $300,000 grant. So whether we got the grant or not, the court was not going to cease because we are really invested in what we're doing. In November, the court will be operating for 4 years. Now we're going to have that grant money. The court was developed because we believe that those that have served deserve some special assistance and some individualized assistance by the court. And we are proving to be very, very successful in helping these folks that serve their nation and then end up, unfortunately, in the criminal justice system. I wanted to take a minute to just indicate that we are so thankful for all the volunteers that have put in the time. Tony Palumbo, Blair Bucciaconi in the County Attorney's Office, the Public Defender's Office, Carol Paulson in the Corrections Office, John Creasel's office in Veterans Services has been extremely helpful. We have mentors who live throughout Anoka County that are volunteering their time to work one-on-one with folks that are in the Veterans Treatment Court, the Sheriff's Department, and many, many others. But I wanted to come and thank you folks because you have given us your support in coming and watching Vets Court, in supporting Vets Court, and we have felt your desire to have us continue to do our good work. And as I said, with or without the funding, we would continue to move forward, but it's good to have that funding, and it's very, very good to have your support. Many of you have been to Vets Court and seen it, and the Vets Court itself, its staff, wants to thank the board for its ongoing support in this area. So, thank you.
Well, I just comment, congratulations. That is absolutely incredible to be awarded 2 significant grants for the 2 different courts. You know, many of us have had the opportunity to go and really witness what takes place in Veterans Court and just appreciate the hard work and dedication. I know it takes a lot of extra time on everyone's part, but it's certainly worth it because when you see the changed lives and the opportunities that exist because of your willingness to take that extra step and that extra time, it is certainly well worth it. And so I want to thank you for your passion in regard to these courts because they truly do change lives and you know, it is worth every bit of the time spent.
Okay, Madam Chair, I'd like to comment also, Judge Walker Jasper was very gracious in complimenting county staff, but I think she and her other judge, Judge Tammy Frederickson, also deserve some recognition for the dedication, as you have stated, Madam Chair, for the time, the effort, and the passion that they have put into this, because they are an extremely important part of this program. We all work together on it, and their dedication and their service by the bench is an integral and crucial part of this, and that's one of the reasons why it works, because they're willing to put in the time and effort. It is really an interesting court. I think we have made a difference. I think we've had how many graduates, Judge Walker Jaspers? 8, 10?
Oh, more than that.
More than that, and I think we've had 2 that have fallen out. And this is not a hug-a-thug program. If you don't do what you're doing, you're going to jail. And I have seen both judges put people in jail when they didn't follow the program. And believe me, it gets attention of the rest of the spectators when that happens. So it's a pretty serious program, but it does make a difference. It's probably one of the best programs I think I've ever seen come out of the criminal justice system. There are many good ones, but this is one of the best.
Madam Chair.
Yes, Commissioner.
You know, I just left a corrections conference this past weekend. Commissioner Gamache and I were participating in that, and it's always an interesting process. And I think then the legal system, and I was a past probation officer, you know, I think we know well how to nail them and jail them. But that really is not the story in how they turn their lives around. It's really programs that get engaged in people's lives and make a tangible difference that has any true impact on the outcomes, because putting you away has zero to do with positive outcomes. And while each of those programs are important, I think it's doubly important that the judiciary understands that perfectly well. They get it, they understand it. I listened to one judge to comment. He was a longtime judge. I think he came out of Hennepin County. He said that any time he sends a person to jail, he feels he failed. The system has failed because they're heading. I mean, so a program like this are positive. I thank you for that. Congratulate you and support your efforts. I fully understand that, and I'm glad that the judiciary is very engaged in that. I know you are, but this is just a further example of that. So thank you, Judge. Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, we will move on to the regular agenda. The first item is Management Committee report. Commissioner West.
Thank you, Madam Chair. We have one action item, and it is a new position in information technology. One FTE Systems Project Supervisor, grade 814, and they're being very creative in this situation by hiring ahead so this person can be trained in by the person who will be retiring. And at that time, the retired person's position would be eliminated.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
Moved.
There's a second? Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak. Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look. Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Motion carries.
That concludes my report.
Okay, I think what we will do is we will continue on the additional agenda item regarding our health care insurance packages. The first item is to consider approving contract C0005313, renewal of the proposed health care insurance package from Blue Cross Blue Shield for a one-year period beginning January 1st, 2017, with an overall increase in premium of 4.9% from 2016, with an additional renewal period with a maximum annual rate not to exceed 8.5% for 2018. And I would just comment that appreciate the hard work of Bill Keller in really bringing this premium down to what it is. I know there's a lot of back and forth negotiation and a lot of documentation brought forward to, prove that what we were saying could be backed up with the documentation. And so I know it certainly is a team effort, and want to thank all of those involved in that as well. So that would be the first item. I would move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Okay, second by Commissioner Schulte. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Motion carries. The next item is to consider approving contract C0005316 with Unum for life, accidental death, and dismemberment insurance for 30-hour or more per week benefit eligible positions, non-union and union employees for a 3-year guarantee rate ending December 31st, 2019. And I'll move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries. The next is to consider approving contract C0005317 with National Insurance Services for both long-term disability and the voluntary short-term disability insurance program for, again, the 30-hour or more per week benefit eligible positions, non-union and union, for a 3-year rate guarantee ending December 31st, 2019. And I'll move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries. The next item is something new. We had employees that asked about having some sort of voluntary vision coverage, recognizing that the health insurance plans that we currently offer cover the actual exam when you go to see an optometrist. However, when it comes to things like contact lenses and glasses, those are things that generally are not covered by our health insurance. And so as a result of employees asking for this, Bill went to work and was able to work with a number of carriers and ultimately came down to the best pricing with Blue Cross Blue Shield. And so this contract is to offer voluntary vision materials only insurance plan, again, for that same group of employees, 30 hours or more per week, union and non-union, so that they would be eligible to purchase this on their own if that was something they desired. So we're really excited to be able to offer something new that I think will benefit a lot of employees. And again, it was based on their suggestion and their desire. So thank you for your work on bringing this forward as well. I will move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Motion carries. We're going to jump back to the regular agenda and move on to the Finance and Capital Improvements Committee report. Commissioner Look.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The Finance and Capital Improvements Committee was held on September 20th. We came away with one action item, and that is that the committee recommends the county board approve a purchase order to RAC Construction for the Community Social Services and Behavioral Health fifth floor lobby remodel project in an amount not to exceed $98,689.51. There are additional costs of $67,562 in there, totaling 100 and whatever that comes out to be, 150-some thousand for the project. There was a concern as far as the way that people could move within that department. They could actually, without a card key, be locked inside of the department area in case of a fire. And so some changes needed to occur there, but there are also some efficiencies realized and some increased conference rooms. So overall, this project, while there's safety in it, will also allow us to treat and work with our customers more effectively.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Motion carries.
Madam Chair, that concludes my report.
Okay, now we'll move on to the Human Services Committee report. The first item is to consider recommending the county board enter into the following subcontracts for the State Health Improvement Program grant activities from November 1st, 2016 through October 31st, 2017, pending review and approval by the Anoka County Attorney's Office. It's Anoka Hennepin School District, Spring Lake Park School District, Columbia Heights School District, Fridley School District, the YMCA, University of Minnesota Extension, Lee Carlson Center, HKG Group, which is a grant writing services, and ACET, which basically will do the evaluation and outcome planning. So I would move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Motion carries. The next is to consider recommending the county board submit the revised 2015-2019 Anoka County Community Health Improvement Plan to the Minnesota Department of Health. This is kind of a requirement of our public health department. So I would move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
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 All those opposed? Motion carries. Under social services, we have a couple of items. The first is to consider recommending the county board issue a request for proposal for the Family Homeless Prevention Assistance Program and respond to the Minnesota Housing's Family Homeless Prevention Assistance Programs RFP. And then the second item is to consider recommending the county board negotiate a contract for 24/7 non-business hours coverage for child protective services with Canvas Health out of Oakdale, Minnesota. And if you might recall, this is one of the new requirements within child protection is to have designated 24/7 on-call service, essentially. And so want to make sure that we get that in place. I would move items 3 and 4. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Under Job Training Center, the first item is to consider recommending the county board participate in a metro region application with Ramsey County Workforce Solutions, which is their workforce board, for America's Promise Job-Driven Grant Program for $6 million to serve 1,060 individuals over 48 months. And essentially, this is focused on some of those target areas where many times HB1 visas would be used to bring in foreign labor to fill those types of positions, many times in the IT or the healthcare fields. And so these grant dollars would essentially help to train workers here to be able to fill those jobs, and even if at the entry level, to provide a career ladder and hopefully be able to build upon that as well. So excited about this opportunity also. The second item is to consider recommending the county board submit the 2017 Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program Employment and Training Plan to the Department of Employment and Economic Development, providing employment services from October 1st, 2016 through September 30th, 2017. I would move items 5 and 6. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Motion carries. Under Economic Assistance, consider recommending the county board enter into contract C0005216, a renewal with Hennepin County for support of the Anoka County Easy Info Integrated Voice Response System at a rate of $5,266 per month from October 1st, 2016 through September 30th, 2021. And if you might recall, this is the automated voice system where people can call 24/7, get information about their benefits, and whether certain documents have been received and that sort of thing. So it actually helps to lift the burden off of our staff. I think another great example of utilizing technology in order to be more efficient, and especially in this area where they have been bombarded with so many changes within MNsure and having to shift more staff over to address all of the many issues of MNsure. This allows our staff to be able to really have more time to do their work. So I will move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad. Aye. Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Motion carries. The final item is Resolution 2016 HS15, Economic Assistance Bills, and I'll offer that resolution. Any discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad. Aye. Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
And Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries. That concludes my report. We'll move on to Information Technology Committee report. Commissioner Gamache.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Information Technology Committee has two action items today, spending some money. We have to buy some things. First of all, we have to purchase the replacement of the primary storage area network controller in the amount of $142,537.73. As the county continues to grow and it's growing its technology footprint, we need to ensure that our core infrastructure is in place. And Susan Breland is here to answer any questions that you might have, but the county can purchase two controllers, which will be used for the primary SAN located at the county data center. And it's important now because, as I said, we're still growing, and we need to make sure that with this larger footprint that we have the proper infrastructure in place. And I don't know, Susan, did you want to add anything to this one?
Madam Chair, Commissioners, good morning. I'm Susan Vreeland, the Director of Information Technology. Commissioner Gamache, I think you hit the nail right on the head there. The storage area network we have in place right now is about 5 years old. The controller is kind of the engine that drives that car, so replacing this engine of that appliance will get us a few more years of life out of that. So obviously, I'm using our infrastructure for as long as we can and keeping it going. This appliance manages all of the county's data. The county currently has a little under 2 petabytes of data. To give you an idea of what that is, 1 petabyte is the equivalent of 746 million floppy disks. So this appliance handles all of that traffic, and so we want to keep it in shape. And the engine is running out of time, and so we want to get that piece of the appliance replaced.
Is there a motion to approve?
Madam Chair, just for the record, that it purchases from Data Link, correct?
That is correct. And Madam Chair, Commissioners, I should add that one of the reasons we wanted to bring this action before the board, we couldn't follow the standard RFP process for this equipment. There is no generic part for this appliance, so it truly is a single source provider, but we wanted to get it in front of the board to provide that visibility.
I'll move it.
All right. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion?
Madam Chair,
Yes, Commissioner.
petabytes, really?
I can't make this stuff up. That is truly what they call
I
it.
just keep up with your bites. I'll make a note of that.
Thank you, Commissioner.
Thank
All
you.
right. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad. Aye. Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
The next item is another purchase from SHI in the amount of $109,552 to renew our subscription to the county's internet filtering and anti-spam software. As we all know, we get a lot of spam, we get a lot of junk email. Some of those things can be troubling and concerning. We want to make sure that we have the best software in place. And if Susan, you want to add more to this? I'm open to that. I know that we filter a lot of different things, adult content, gambling sites, those types of things, but we're also concerned about the hackers. And this is a good system that should help us make sure we keep those things out because they can damage our system, take us down in some situations. So hopefully that won't happen. But Susan, do you have anything more to add?
Commissioner Gamache, I think you hit it right on the head. Of course, it's important and security is important to us. This is a product we've used for several years. The renewal is a 3-year renewal. It's a very airtight type of technology. We don't always like to be bleeding edge. We want to do what's most cost effective, but there's certain technologies where you really want to go for the top of the line. This product truly is that. In the last week, it has stopped 40,000 spam messages and prevented 3,000 viruses, from coming into the county. So it is a product that earns its keep.
And this is a budgeted expense. It's within the IT's cost center budget, so we're not spending anything that we hadn't been planning on. But having this up front, as we all heard about different kind of scammers and different kinds of things that are out there, we want to make sure that we're protected.
Okay.
And I'll move it.
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad. Aye. Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Motion carries.
And that's the end of my report, Madam Chair.
Thank you, Commissioner Gamache. Now we'll move on to Property Records and Taxation Committee report. Commissioner Kordiak.
Thank you, Madam Chair. There are 3 items for our consideration. The first one's pretty straightforward. This is a piece of property in Coon Rapids. This is a homeowner with the homeowner property with the parcel that abuts it but is behind it. It's raw land. That portion had gone tax forfeit. They have come forward, paid all the appropriate costs and fees. They are interested in repurchasing that. I think we pretty much typically always support that and have no reason not to in this case. So I'd like to well, I'll move it.
Okay, is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. Next item.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I'm tempted to ask Pam to step forward just in case there might be questions, but this is an interesting discussion here. This is a resolution 2016 PR T18. And Commissioner Silveraja knows all too well that this is a piece of property that nearly or roughly abuts the Lino Lake City Hall. They have substantial investment in that property from the purchase price and utilities that they installed over the years, all pretty much prior to 2008. We know what happened in 2008. The economy very much collapsed. I think they lost a great deal of value. They've had a nearly impossible time recovering that. They have a difficult time recouping any value in that property. They went to the state legislature and got some most unique legislation that enabled them to have the property basically transferred back to their jurisdiction. They're looking at a potential purchaser. I think the county retained the legislation that was passed, as I recall, a 10% opportunity to recoup 10% of the cost. We see no value in our enjoying a 10% recovery when the city will not even recoup its specials cost, much less their purchase prices. And so I think that this basically forgoes the obligation or opportunity for them to pay us the 10%. And I can support that. Dan Clint worked closely with that. Complicated discussion, multiple properties. Very complicated event that's been going on for years now, but I think we're reaching the end of that.
And I'll move approval
you-
or offer the
you
resolution. Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries. And the next item?
Madam Chair, this is a piece of property where there's a trail that abuts that same property. It exists today. I think that we're looking at ensuring with the transition of this property to new ownership and the activity here that we wait to execute a easement agreement with the City of Lino Lakes. Is a 10-foot easement along the trailway that abuts that property area just to ensure their viability and validity for supporting, maintaining, and managing that trailway system.
And I will move approval. Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed? Motion carries.
Thank you.
All right.
And that concludes my report, Madam Chair.
Now we'll move on to Public Safety Committee report. Commissioner Brassad.
Thank you, Madam Chair. The committee met on September 20th. We have 3 action items, all contracts that need renewals. The first is the committee recommends approval and execution of contract C0005239, the 2017 National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, DWI Officers Grant Agreement. The total obligation by the state is $125,897 with an effective date of October 1st, 2016 through September 30th, 2017.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja,
Aye.
Commissioner West,
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
The committee recommends approval and execution of contract C0005164, the 2017 law enforcement contract with the city of Ham Lake. The city agrees to pay the county $1,038,159 for contract services that include but are not limited to 36 hours of daily patrol service and 24-hour call and general services.
Is there a motion to approve?
I'll move that.
Is there a second?
Second.
And I just have one question. Maybe the sheriff or someone might be able to answer this for me. Just wondering if within these contracts with the various cities, are we recouping the cost of post-employment retirement benefits that are part of the contract for deputies?
Madam Chair, Commissioners, for the record, my name is James Stewart. It is my privilege to serve as the elected sheriff of Anoka County. And in short, yes. All of these contracts have been evaluated for decades. They've been eyeballed by, as you can imagine, many, many different attorneys, but they've also been evaluated by a full-blown process to ensure that we're not profiting, but we're also not losing money. And in fact, that is included in the contracts.
And so, Sheriff, as we have also been talking about body cameras, and obviously that hasn't moved forward yet to the board, and we've not voted on that as a package. Would that also then be billed back to the individual cities? Because it clearly wouldn't probably be included in this budget at this point in time. But if it gets approved for this next year, we've got a contract that maybe it's not necessarily, the costs maybe aren't included in there. That's my question.
Yes, would be the short answer to that as well. What we do is try to ensure any true costs, and I can give you this year example. We've decided to join the 1980s and put cell phones in all of our deputies so that they have the ability to access applications and in fact improve a lot of efficiencies with their digital transcription and uploading photographs and things like that without having to put additional transcription devices and cameras in all the cars. So we're moving towards the smartphones. And as such, all of the deputies assigned to contracts, the cost of those smartphones are billed back to the contracts.
Okay, thank you. Any other discussion?
Madam Chair,
Yes.
I can't help but comment on the subject of body cameras. I had taken some interest in that. And let me just say that the sheriff and I have talked, and I appreciate the fact that while we just talk about the cameras and what cameras are, there's a lot more to cameras. And I think that it's fair to say that I felt from my conversation with the sheriff that he's chosen to move very cautiously and very slowly and not jump into that discussion as some jurisdictions have. I recognize full well the cost involved in litigation outcomes, the cost involved in providing camera information to the endless variety of people that might have an interest in them. There has been subsequent legislation, which is Sheriff and Chief
Deputy Helwig.
That he was satisfied with the legislation. They felt that protected counties and jurisdictions. So they are following that legislation, embodying that in their camera moving forward. He recognizes he cannot body camera everybody. Not sure if he's going to necessarily, but I think I'll just point out that I think the sheriff has moved responsibly, as near as I can tell, in that direction.
Okay.
Thank you.
If I may, Madam Chair, Commissioners. Commissioner Kordiak, I appreciate that. You are correct. In addition to being on the board for the Minnesota Sheriff Association, I'm also on the legislative committee, and so I've also worked with a lot of the legislators in helping to develop what you see as the final law that applies to this. And while many agencies embraced body cameras even 2 years ago, I was one of the first people saying I think that's a mistake until there's a law that not only protects the application of how the body cameras are worn and used, but they need to protect the citizens that are being exposed on those videos. And that was why, quite honestly, I wasn't interested in putting body cameras. And had the law not come out the way it did, I told the legislators we would not be putting them on our deputies because it couldn't safeguard the interest of the citizens that we're sworn to protect and serve. And so we have indeed approached this very cautiously, very slowly, very methodically, and I think we actually played an instrumental role in the way not only the law came out, but the way a lot of the policies, even at the national level, for models are being established.
Thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
The committee recommends approval and execution of contract C005285, the 2016 DNA Capacity Enhancement and Backlog Reduction Grant between the Office of Justice Programs and Anoka County in an amount not to exceed $150,000 with a term of January 1st, 2017 through December 31st, 2018.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Motion carries. And then the chair's report. Commissioner Brassad.
I would recommend the county board approve the award and execution of contract number C005318, purchase of service agreement for jail food management and laundry services with Aramark in the estimated amount of $613,190 for a term of October 23rd, 2016 through December 31st, 2017, with the option to renew for 4 additional one-year periods.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion?
Madam Chair.
Yes, Commissioner.
Do we know on those 4 subsequent year approvals, is there a limit on how the contract can change? Does anyone know? Or is that, I mean, is it for the set amount that's currently there? Or is there a 5% escalator annually? Or
We have Dave Paschal here too.
And Madam Chair, Commissioner Schulte, Commander Paschal worked closely with purchasing, who, by the way, did a great job in scrambling. Our previous contractor felt that they were losing too much money, and they took the exit clause on our past agreement. So purchasing stepped up and scrambled to pull together an RFP, and Commander Paschal was a part of that selection process. So I'm sure he could speak to it much better.
Madam Chair, Commissioners, the answer is yes. There are set limits on how much they can increase. It's tied into a maximum cap and also to national financial standards that show how much prices for food services increase annually. So there is a cap, and it averages between 3 and 4% every year.
thank you.
Thank you. Further discussion? I would just comment that this is one of the items that is a significant increase from where we were at before, and appreciate the great work that purchasing did. In spite of that, it's a significant increase, and that is part of what makes up our budget and our levy for this next year. Is this contract is a significant chunk of that. So, roll call vote.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look.
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad.
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Motion carries. Next item.
I would recommend the county board approve the execution of contract C00005242, the 2017 law enforcement contract with the city of Oak Grove. The city agrees to pay the county $580,852 for contract services that include but are not limited to 20 hours of daily patrol service and 24-hour call-in general services.
Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak,
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye. Motion carries.
And that concludes my public safety items.
Okay, thank you, Commissioner Brassad. Now we'll move on to item number 9. Consider Resolution 2016-118, the resolution adopting the proposed property tax levy for program year 2017. And I will offer the resolution. Is there a discussion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner?
we just comment, it's always a tough time of year to go over the budget, figure out where we're going, where we've been, and where we need to get to. Clearly, we've had some unexpected expenses and some that we're still catching up on some expenses. This, I think, is a very responsible levy increase. The actual levy will be $125,444,707 for program year 17, which I believe is about a 2.5% increase. I find that to be reasonable. I don't think we're done. I think we're going to have more increases in the years to come, hopefully very small regulated increases. And maybe great things will happen and we'll be able to actually help flatline a year or two. But this is responsible government. This is what you need to do. You need to pay employees. Inflation happens everywhere, at home and in government. I will be supporting the resolution.
Further discussion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner Cordia?
I do want to clarify, is this the amount that is at the 2.5 rate? That is what this is. And I will say that the most critical responsibility of a county commissioner, of all the votes that we ever take during the year, is to work out a budget, and that's what we're here to do today.
Further discussion?
Madam Chair,
Commissioner?
you know, our mission is to be innovative, fiscally responsible, and respectful of our citizens, and I think we have done that over these years. And we have responsibilities that we have to support. We have been able to cut in the past, which has helped us to have very good savings. It has been worthwhile, but we have expenses that we are responsible to do. So I will be supporting this all.
Okay.
Madam Chair?
Yes, Commissioner?
I would just like to point out to people that this is our preliminary budget and that between now and our meeting in December, you know, we can still fine tune and work on that. I think it's important to note that there's still a couple big unknowns, and that's our negotiations with a couple of the unions. We don't know where that's going to end up. So perhaps we may be able to lower it from this proposed amount. But like you say, it is our responsibility to make sure that we are paying our bills and keeping our county up and running.
Further discussion?
Madam Chair?
Commissioner Gamache?
Thank you. As Commissioner Brassad said, she's correct, we have a couple things that are still out there. The 2.5%, I'm feeling comfortable with that. I'm not completely 100% comfortable with that. I'm thinking that maybe we should have a little bit, possibly more cushion, just in case, as Commissioner Brassad indicated, that we can always bring it down as the year comes to the end. We can't increase it. The 2.5 is where we're at. We can't go any higher. And I know that we've got those union contracts that we're working on diligently, so that does give me some concern. But I think from my discussions with staff, Corey's been great. I think he's got a good plan for the future for the county, and I'm very excited to work on that plan as we move forward over the next couple of years. But I am a little concerned that we might have that issue towards the end of the year where some of our contracts start coming in, or we get them solved or settled, and then we're in a bad place. But 2.5, I think I can, like I said, I'm almost 100% comfortable with it.
Yeah. Thank you. Commissioner?
Thank you. I'm looking over the numbers here, and I too want to thank Corey for the fine work he's done. I know that, just kind of rough numbers of the proposed increases that we have, it's around 7 $7.8 million, something in that area. And just so folks understand, wages, which consist of merit steps and market increases, are around $5.5 million of that. And that does point to, I think, the value that we put on our employees. We want to make sure that we have market wages. We want to make sure that we're competitive. We're not going to be the highest payer out there. I think Hennepin County takes that award. But nevertheless, that kind of gives you a little idea of how these numbers are achieved. We've had some benefit come in terms of dollars that we can apply towards this gap. We've had some investment gains, Corey, that you've been instrumental in helping us achieve that were not there in the past. We've held some positions open to try and account for this. And as indicated, the contracts have not been settled as of yet. It is important to say, though, that we're working hard on our debt service currently right now. In 2011, just for example, we're at about $22 million in debt service. Currently today, we're at $15 million. So this is cash flow now that's freed up that allows us to cover some of these increased expenses. Our obligation to our general obligation debt is down, and our reserves are up. In 2013, they were $67 million. Currently today, they are $74 million. I'm saying this because there's a lot of chatter out there, a substantial amount of chatter. Chatter in terms of how we treat our employees, chatter in terms of where our reserve balances are. And I think that this is a small increase of leftover from hard work of trying to plug this gap. And I would hope that commissioners, and I appreciate Commissioner Gamash's comments that he's concerned about how these contracts come out. If they come out in our favor, then I would assume that we'd be favorable in reducing the 2.5% increase. And that's why I want to emphasize for people that this is preliminary. We're required to set a preliminary budget on December 2nd. We vote for the final levy. And any changes that occur up or down, certainly we can't increase, but we're going to if there is increases, we have to find that money within some of the accounts that we currently have. And we do have some asset preservation funds out there that we keep specifically for unknowns. So from a management standpoint, I think, Jerry, you guys have done a great job in putting this together. I don't think that there's any fluff in this at this point. We just heard a 4.9% increase in healthcare. While that's small, we anticipated somewhere in the air, somewhere higher than that, and Bill Keller has done an awesome job in bringing that down and presenting that. It's still an increase, a significant increase, and cost of inflation is in there on everything that we do, from electricity to fuel and vehicles to cell phone bills, Sheriff, those go up every single year as well. So we have to account for those things. But I also want to make sure that that when we account for that, we're being responsible and ensuring that we ask what is necessary of the taxpayer and not what is not necessary of the taxpayer. And I agree with Commissioner Schulte that I think it is responsible. I will be supporting the preliminary levy, and I want folks to understand that we're still working. This is a work in progress till December 2nd. And it's imperative that that we try and get as close as possible. For those that have the option of door knocking during this campaign season, I'm surprised. Some of the houses that I remember from 4 years ago, dilapidated in some regards. I mean, the times are not great out there right now. Some people are doing well, a lot are not. And from a government standpoint, we need to provide services that are responsible, that take care of people, and yet make sure that we don't overcharge them in the process. So, Madam Chair, I'll conclude by my comments by saying that I appreciate your leadership on this as well, and hopefully we can continue to sharpen the pencil till December 2nd.
Okay, and I would just comment that it was mentioned that the certified levy, it's an increase of about 2.5%, because that's standard of what is reported by the Department of Revenue. But the actual impact to the local property taxpayer, what comes out of their pocket, is a net tax levy increase of 1.2%. So 1.2% in spite of health insurance raising by 4.9% and all of these other, we just had the sheriff's meal contract that I think was originally about $200,000, now is about $600,000. All of those increases. We had the commissary. We used to be able, the jail phone commissions. Again, another expense, something that we can no longer collect as revenue. And so all of those things play into this particular levy. We had our public safety data system. There's costs there. Software subscriptions. Technology also costs money. All of those things do add up. In spite of that, we have worked very hard to make sure that we're holding positions open when feasible. We had the voluntary separation program where we have an estimated cost savings of approximately $1 million. And I know we've been criticized for offering that. I can tell you that there are a lot of employees that are here today that may have left county employment because there was no opportunity for growth and development. There was no opportunity to be able to move within those positions. And so that has allowed folks to be able to really move up in their career ladder. And I think that has brought forth some great leadership, great innovative approaches to doing business. We have had cumulative levy savings starting in 2012 actually, I believe, when the changes took place, of over $43 million. I think the county board at that point in time decided that we wanted to make sure that we reduced the levy to a point where we thought it was the right level, so that the taxpayers could be given back the money that we thought they deserved. We didn't want to be collecting more than what government should be collecting. And so that was given back to the taxpayers. As a result, I think we are at a point where we've kind of reached that level where we brought it down as low as we can, and now it's just some of these inflationary costs, and we will see those things continue to rise. But we certainly will not be having the increases which were typical of 6 to 8% on an annual basis, which happened year after year after year. I think this county board is focused on making sure that we're only utilizing and taking from the taxpayers what actually needs to be taken from the taxpayers. It was mentioned about our reserves. The general obligation debt from 150 in 2006. It was at a high of $155 million. It grew to over $200 million. So $200 million worth of debt is now down at $135 million. And that's because of the hard work and effort and really the leadership and the direction I think that Commissioner Look has set within the Finance Committee as well, and focused on needs versus wants and actually paying down county debt, not borrowing. That's why asset preservation was set up, so that we could pay for some of the one-time expenditures, pay as you go, pay with cash, just as you would as a homeowner. You wouldn't borrow money from a bank to do a roof repair. County government should not be borrowing in order to do a roof repair either. So this is a responsible budget and levy, in my opinion, and appreciate the hard work of staff who have spent countless hours in going through the budgets, going through and identifying where we could realize cost savings, where we needed to build in increases. So I want to thank each and every one of you, because it doesn't happen with one single person. It is a team effort. And appreciate the hard work of staff in bringing us to this point. Our capital improvement review will be in November, and we will hold a public meeting on December 1st at 6 o'clock PM, and that's when the budget and levy for 2017 will be considered, and the public will have an opportunity to speak at that meeting as well. So with that, roll call vote.
Commissioner Gamache,
Aye.
Commissioner Schulte,
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Motion carries. And thank you to all of you as well. I know that it's definitely challenging times. The next item is to consider Resolution 2016-119, adopting a proposed public safety tax levy for program year 2017, and there is no increase there.
I'd offer the resolution.
Resolution's been offered by Commissioner Schulte. Further discussion? Hearing none, roll call vote.
Commissioner Schulte.
Aye.
Commissioner Look,
Aye.
Commissioner Brassad,
Aye.
Commissioner Kordiak.
Aye.
Commissioner Silveraja.
Aye.
Commissioner West.
Aye.
Commissioner Gamache.
Aye.
Motion carries. The next item is committee appointments. Consider reappointing Dr. Leslie Ed Evans to the Community Corrections Advisory Board for a 2-year term expiring September 2018, representing District 1. Is there a motion to approve?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Further discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed? Motion carries. And then for informational purposes, I'm appointing Lara Toonby from Relieve Care, Relieve Medical Supply to the Anoka County Workforce Development Board for a term expiring June 30th, 2018, replacing Ravi Norman, and she actually is from Commissioner Gamache's district. And then just a reminder again that for informational purposes, the Anoka County Board of Commissioners will hold a public meeting on December 1st at 6 o'clock PM in this room, at which the budget and levy for 2017 will be considered, and at which the public will have an opportunity to speak. And if there's nothing else to come before the county board, meeting is adjourned.